So with the exchange rate being about 150 yen of the dollar right now, it's becoming cheaper and cheaper to import Japanese words. The Oxford English Dictionary for 2024 has told us there are now 20 Japanese words that are so widely used that they've been accepted into the English language. And the first one is donburi. Donburi is a dish that is served over rice, usually in a ceramic bowl. Donburi can consist of seafood, meat, or vegetables. Next one is hibachi. Now, I grew up using a hibachi in America. It's basically a small barbecue grill. But in Japan, a hibachi is usually a ceramic stove where they put hot coals and it's used to warm your hands, to warm up a room, or sometimes to boil water for tea. Isekai, if you're familiar with Japanese manga or anime, you already know this one. It's a genre of science or fantasy fiction featuring a protagonist who is transported or reincarnated from a different, strange, or unfamiliar world. Kagome, not that kagome. A kagome is a pattern typically used in Japanese basket weaving, forming an open framework of equilateral triangles or hexagons. Karaage. Now you want to be very careful about the pronunciation of this one. I'll tell you why in a minute. Now karaage is sometimes referred to as Japanese fried chicken, and that is an oversimplification. It's a dish consisting of small pieces of meat, usually chicken, which have been marinated, coated in flour, potato starch, or corn flour, and then deep fried in oil. Now, many people drop the second A. It's important to pronounce it correctly because if you say it wrong and you say kurage, you'll get jellyfish. And yes, we actually eat jellyfish in Japan. Katsu, a piece of meat, usually chicken, seafood or vegetable, coated with flour, egg, and panko, deep fried and cut into strips. Katsukare. Now, curry is popular around the world. The Japanese pronounce it kare. So when you order curry, make sure to pronounce it kare. So katsukare is a dish that is taken a fried pork cutlet or chicken cutlet, sliced and then placed on top of a dish of curry. Kintsugi, this kind of reminds me of the concept of wabi-sabi. I've got a video about that. There will be a link in here as soon as that's done. But kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery by mending it with lacquer, dusted or mixed with powder gold, silver, or platinum. Kin means gold or metal, and sugi means to connect or put back together or mend. As a philosophy, it treats breaks and repairs as a part of the object that makes the object beautiful, not something to be disguised. Kirigami is a variation of origami. The difference being kiri, meaning cut, you can use scissors, but not glue. In kirigami, the paper is cut as well as being folded, resulting in a three-dimensional design that stands out from the page. There are some really amazing kirigami Christmas cards, by the way. Mangaka, that's an artist who illustrates and or writes manga. Now the ka on the end of manga actually literally means house, but when you put it on the end of a specialty like manga, it means specialist. Okonomiyaki. Okonomiyaki is made on a grill. It's sometimes referred to as a Japanese pancake or Japanese pizza. Once again, that's an oversimplification. It's a savory dish made with vegetables, meat, seafood, other ingredients, cooked on a griddle with flour-based batter and served with a special sauce. Okonomi means to one's liking. And that really means there's no wrong or right way to make okonomiyaki. Just make it how you like it. Okonomiyaki is available all over Japan and is particularly popular in the cities of Hiroshima and Osaka. Omotenashi, this is the Japanese art of hospitality. If you visit Japan, you realize they've taken it to a totally different level. It's the art of anticipating the customer or the guest's needs and then meeting those needs in advance. This is why we need a new word for the Japanese art of hospitality. Onigiri. Onigiri is a rice ball. Pressed by hand usually. Sometimes they use machines now, but made by hand in a spherical or triangular shape. They put different ingredients inside, sometimes tuna, sometimes umeboshi, or a really sour plum. But they're easy to pick up. They sell them in the convenience stores around Japan, and you can just pick one up and eat it on the go. Santoku, that's a traditional all-purpose Japanese knife that has a straight edge. It can be used for cutting up meat, fish, chicken, vegetables, whatever you need to cut up when you're preparing dinner or lunch, or whatever. Shibori, that's the Japanese art of tie-dye. Come up with some very beautiful and unique patterns, usually using Japanese indigo for the dye. Takoyaki. So takoyaki is a Japanese snack, shaped like a ball, usually about the size of a golf ball or ping pong ball. It's made of wheat-based flour and cooked in a special molded pan to make the shape round. It's typically filled with minced or diced octopus, thus the taco meaning octopus. But you can put other things such as minced ginger or green onions or other things. Fun fact, you can also use your takoyaki grill to make donut holes. Just make sure you clean it out so that the donut holes don't taste like octopus. Tokusatsu is the Japanese art of filmmaking. It's a live action film or TV program that makes heavy use of practical special effects. Tonkatsu is a breaded pork cutlet that is crispy on the outside and moist on the inside. If you like pork and you haven't had tonkatsu, you're really missing out. Tonkatsu sauce, we already know what that is because it's in the name, right? It's a Japanese sauce like barbecue sauce that's a condiment for deep fried katsu dishes like chicken katsu or tonkatsu. The best tonkatsu sauce is bulldog sauce. Tonkotsu, now don't confuse this with tonkatsu. Tonkotsu is a unique version of ramen because it's technically not a flavor but a type of broth. The word tonkotsu means pork bone, and it's made by boiling pork bones with herbs until you get a creamy, milky white soup. Washi tape. Pretty simple. It's just craft tape that has a Japanese design on it. Yakiniku, also known as Korean barbecue. You usually cook at your table. In Japanese food, the term means, in the broadest sense, grilled meat cuisine. Now, what words are missing from this list? What words have already been on the list for a while? And what words should be on the list? Tell me in the comments below.